Today, it was the turn of the U.S. nuclear envoy to meet with his Korean counterpart in Seoul. It's the latest in a series of meetings this week between South Korea, the U.S., and Japan. And today, the two diplomats reaffirmed Seoul and Washington's alliance to work together on the North Korea nuclear crisis. Kwon Jang-ho has this report.
The South Korean and U.S. top nuclear envoys met on Friday morning, marking the completion of a series of high-ranking diplomatic meetings this week on North Korea. Before the two diplomats engaged in official talks, the U.S. representative Joseph Yun extended his congratulations to his South Korean counterpart Do-hoon, as this was the first time the two sat down for a one-on-one since Lee was appointed Seoul's special representative for Korean Peninsula peace and security affairs 1 month ago.
Congratulations for your new appointment. This is not, of course, the easiest time to do this job, but you know that's what we are faced with.
Thank you very much for congratulating me. The burden of the circumstances, my duty weighs very heavily on my shoulders, so I can hardly stand it.
The two envoys then discussed the North Korean nuclear crisis and ways to tackle it. They agreed they needed a close cooperation from their international partners, built against the backdrop of a strong South Korea-U.S. alliance. In particular, they stressed the need for China and Russia to play a greater role in reining in North Korea and have the regime return to the negotiation table. The series of meetings this week also included a trilateral discussion among the nuclear envoys from Seoul, Washington and Tokyo, as well as a vice-foreign ministerial level meeting between the three countries. Besides discussing feasible solutions to peacefully denuclearize Pyongyang, the series of meetings also preceded U.S. President Donald Trump's upcoming trip to Asia next month. Trump is scheduled to visit South Korea, China and Japan, followed by stops in Vietnam for the APEC summit and Malaysia for the East Asia summit. Since President Moon Jae-in also confirmed his attendance to both summits, the two leaders are expected to meet several times besides their bilateral summit in Seoul on November 7th to discuss North Korea's ongoing provocations. Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.